Title: Maple Street Mischief. Once upon a time, on cozy Maple Street, nestled between the tall oaks and the babbling brook, lived an unlikely trio of neighbors. There was Jade, the plump black cat with eyes like polished emeralds. Next door resided Gizmo, a curious calico kitten whose fur seemed to hold the colors of autumn leaves. And then there was Little Girl, the ebony dachshund, who was as loyal as the day was long to her owners. Maple Street was their haven, a place where the sun filtered through the leaves, dappling the cobblestone path. The houses stood close together, their gardens overflowing with wildflowers and secrets. And every morning, as the dew glistened on the grass, Jade would stretch her rotund body and peer out the window, her tail flicking with anticipation. "Good morning, Gizmo," Jade would call across the fence. "What adventures await us today?" Gizmo, always ready for mischief, would scamper over. "Who knows, Jade? Maybe we'll discover a hidden treasure or unravel the mystery of the missing squirrel stash." And so, with their tails held high, they'd trot down Maple Street, their paws barely making a sound. Little Girl would follow, her tongue lolling, her eyes filled with the wisdom of 1,000 sunsets. She knew that her feline and kitten companions needed her protection, even if they didn't admit it. Their favorite destination was the local pond, where the water sparkled like liquid silver. Little Girl would plunge in, her sleek black coat glistening, while Jade and Gizmo sat on the grassy bank, watching the ripples. Jade would pretend to be indifferent, but secretly, she loved the way the sun warmed her fur. "Swimming is for dogs," Jade would declare, licking her paw. "But I suppose it's not terrible." Gizmo, however, couldn't resist. With a leap, he'd dive into the water, creating a splash that soaked Jade's tail. "Fish!" he'd exclaim, chasing imaginary creatures beneath the surface. "I'm a fierce hunter." Jade would roll her eyes. "You're a kitten, Gizmo. A soggy one." But their adventures didn't end there. When the sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the pond, they'd switch gears. Little Girl would produce a fishing rod, her secret stash hidden behind the reeds, and Jade and Gizmo would sit side by side, their tails twitching. "Patience, my friends," Little Girl would say. "The fish will come." And so, under the fading light, they'd wait. Jade would contemplate the mysteries of the universe, while Gizmo would practice his stealth moves, imagining himself a ninja cat. Little Girl would hum a tune, her eyes crinkling with joy. And when the first fish tugged at the line, Jade and Gizmo would forget their feline dignity. They'd cheer, their whiskers quivering, as Little Girl reeled in their prize. Sometimes it was a tiny minnow, other times a plump trout. But it didn't matter. They'd celebrate, their laughter echoing across the water. As the stars blinked into existence, they'd head back to Maple Street, their fur damp and their hearts full. Jade would curl up on her windowsill, Gizmo nestled beside her, and Little Girl would lie at their feet. They'd dream of more adventures, the kind that only neighbors could share. And so, on Maple Street, where the oaks whispered secrets and the brook sang lullabies, Jade, Gizmo, and Little Girl forged a bond stronger than any fishing line. They were more than neighbors, they were family, a trio of misfits who found magic in the ordinary. And if you ever visit Maple Street, listen carefully. You might hear their laughter, carried by the wind, as they chase dreams and fish, side by side, under the moon's gentle gaze.